What would have interested you the most as an undergrad in your chapter, and what interests you the most now?
Yeah, so as an undergraduate, um, I have to say that I always wanted to know, what's the truth? I wanted to find in textbooks how it all worked. And I didn't realize at the time so much that the answers are true or kind of the best answer we have at a certain moment. And I found it a little bit distressing, I remember at first when I came to my senior year, that a professor talked about left and right hemispheres and their functions in language. And he showed us a lot of papers and literature. And he told us, well, this is a finding, but here's another finding, and they are kind of not in agreement. But it also made me realize that, yeah, maybe, we can do something to help figure out how things work. And then as I went to the Max Planck Institute and was surrounded by people who are interested in finding how things work, that became uh, less of a threat in terms of, well, I don't know how it works, and more of a passion. I want to figure out how it works. So I think as an undergraduate, I really wanted to know, where in the brain is language comprehension. And then I learned that you can't really find one spot. And so now I've become really interested in very interesting advances. For example, one of the advances now is in AI, and there is a colleague, Eddie Chang at San Francisco, who is a medical doctor who does work. He's a neurosurgeon, and he does work in epileptic patients and has started to figure out how he can measure EEG, so activity of the brain, directly from the brain, and then translate that into what the brain comprehends or what the brain wants to produce. And he has a beautiful video that we have in the chapter where he shows one woman who's had a terrible accident and can't really, she is no longer able to move and hardly able to speak anymore. And in this woman, they recorded from her brain the thoughts basically that she had of wanting to produce, and then they also told her, well, think about how you would say it, so really how you would articulate things. And they used machine learning approaches to then figure out what EEG was meaning in terms of what she wanted to say. And they figured that out. And then they also had some recording of when she was still able to speak. And they combined all of this in, an avatar who would do the speaking, and she was able to communicate again. So that kind of research just gives me goosebumps, even when I'm talking about it.